This is interesting, this will be one of your most exciting part of the event you will be attending. So I would request, we'll start with a short video of 2 minutes. It's a 1-hour video, but I'm trying to show you why this particular session is very important. Please.
हरे भरे मैदानों में खेलते बच्चे, पहली बारिश का रोमांस, समंदर का शोर, हर जगह पानी ही पानी और खुली हवा में सांस लेने के लिए ऑक्सीजन। कई साल पहले हमारी दुनिया यानी अर्थ कुछ ऐसे हुआ करती थी। मैंने ये सब कभी नहीं देखा। ये किस्से मेरी माँ ने मुझे सुनाए थे और शायद उनको उनकी माँ ने। मेरा नाम रैंडम है, रैंडम शुक्ला। लोग कहते हैं कि मैं दिल से नहीं दिमाग से सोचता हूँ।
फ्यूचर के बारे में सोचना है।
जब 7 दिन का था मेरा हार्ट कोलैप्स कर गया था। बट डोंट फील सॉरी फॉर मी। उस साल पैदा होने वाले 43% बच्चों का हार्ट कोलैप्स कर गया था और पिछले 30 सालों से मैं आर्टिफिशियल हार्ट पे सर्वाइव कर रहा हूँ। एक्चुअली पोल्यूशन करके हमने इस प्लेनेट पे इतना कार्बन फैला दिया है कि अब खुली हवा में सांस लेना इम्पॉसिबल है। अब घरों के बाहर सबको मास्क पहनने पड़ते हैं और घरों में ऑफिस
थोड़ा डिस्टर्बिंग है। इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ऐसा होगा 2050।
आज ऑक्सीजन एक प्रोडक्ट है, टूथपेस्ट और शैम्पू की तरह। बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज इसे फैक्ट्रीज में मैन्युफैक्चर करती है। ऑक्सीजन के हर कैन पर एक प्राइस टैग है।
न्यू बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी
अफोर्ड कर पाए उनके लिए सरकारी ऑक्सीजन है और उसकी क्वालिटी के बारे में मैं अब क्या ही कहूँ। लेकिन असली प्रॉफिट है नेचुरल ऑक्सीजन, जो इतनी रेयर है कि गवर्नमेंट ने उस पर बैन लगा रखा है और इसे पाने के लिए लोग मरने मारने पे उतर रहे हैं। अब हर शाम कर्फ्यू लगा दिया जाता है, शूट एट साइट के ऑर्डर्स होते हैं। आज 2067 ऑक्सीजन इज $1 ट्रिलियन इंडस्ट्री और अगर कुछ फ्री है तो सिर्फ।
So let's talk about the carbon with the circular economy. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. To start this session from रोटी कपड़ा मकान, ये आप लोगों ने बहुत मूवीज़ में सुना होगा, बट एज अ स्टार्टअप इन दिस पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्री ऑफ सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी एंड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, आई से इट्स खून पसीना आंसू। अगर कोई भी एक स्टार्टअप इस इंडस्ट्री में आना है तो यू हैव टू पुट योर ब्लड एज खून, पसीना, लॉट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क, एंड मेनी टाइम्स लाइक मेरी 4 साल की जर्नी में you have to go alone and cry because you will be suffering every moment of your journey. It's up to you how you see that in your personal life and how you take it forward. So I thank my panelists today and we'll start the session. Specifically as I wanted this session to be more interactive, so I'll start with a very interesting topic which I read a book called The 4 C's of Carbon Crisis. तो आप लोगों से एक क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा जिसमें पहला 3 C's मैं बता दूंगा आपको. The 4th C is the most interesting one because many people will not be able to guess that. So the first one, as many people have said, energy. So that energy, I say C is for coal. पहला C जिसके वजह से maximum emissions होता है, the first C is coal. The second C is concrete, the infrastructure industry, the building industry. That is the second most having the percentage in terms of the carbon emission. The third C is cars. So when I'm saying cars, I mean the logistics, the front end, back end, all the supply chain. So the last one, I want, you can raise your hand and we'll ask them to answer. The last C, which is very less in percentage, but is very impactful. Anybody who can raise their hands, and I'll ask you, there are awards, as I said, the awards will be distributed at the end. Yes, sir, please.
Combustion and cow.
Yes, very, very rightly said. It is actually, I say it cattle. Cow nahi bolta hu being an Indian because thoda se, it will be a little bit of politics. But when I talk internationally, cattle. So you can believe more than 1 billion cows and buffaloes across the world, and they generate somewhere between 250 grams to 315 grams of methane, which is very harmful. So you multiply by that every day, and in 365 days, you will see why it is the fourth most hazardous for the environment. So with that, I will start my session. So ma'am, how does HP approach the circular economy? Can you provide specific examples of how HPE integrates circularity principles into its products, life cycles? Thank you.
Thank you, Shiv, for this question, and thank you, organizers, for inviting me, Radhika, Akramji, and everyone. It's a pleasure to be part of this distinguished panelist. And without taking much due, I know we have very short time, 1 hour, and I have interesting panelists lined up here. So circularity, if you ask me, since we have gathered here to talk about circularity, it's a 40-odd-year-old concept. It's not a new concept that we have been talking very recently. However, it has started gaining traction among businesses and consumer in the last few years, I would say. What is circularity, if you ask me? Basically, it seeks to replace your linear, inefficient process of take, make, and dispose. Someone else also spoke about it in the morning. I believe Radhika or Sandeepji spoke about it. That you are replacing this linear, inefficient processes with efficient cycles, whereby you are reducing the material consumption, waste generation, and enhancing or increasing the use of recycled material. But if you ask me, is circularity or should be limited to this? No, I don't think so. It gives you a good opportunity for producers like us and for consumers who are using the product to rethink on the product in entirely different manner. It gives you an opportunity to think, how can I design a product which is longer lasting, which is repairable, which is dismantleable, and at the end of the day, it is recyclable. Similarly, it gives you an opportunity as a consumer to think and ponder upon sustainable consumerization. Ganeshji just spoke about it. Sustainable way of buying things. So clarity should be looked into a holistic approach, is what I'll give as a brief background about it. Now, as an ICT company, we are into manufacturing of servers and networking products. What do we do when it comes as circularity? What is that we are doing? How are we adopted the circular economy principles in our product life cycle? If I break the product life cycle of any product, like the server, or any ICT product, or any, for that matter, a Coke bottle or a let's say, a toy, it constitutes of the design phase, then the supply chain, where you are manufacturing it, then it involves the use phase of the product, and then, in case possible, extend the life of the product, and then disposal. And again, closing the loop by reusing the material back into the product. So we have, at HP, adopted the holistic principle in a company's DNA itself to have the circular principle in our product life cycle. So let me just focus upon the first phase, which is a design phase. I'll give you a very simple example how we have incorporated a very simple innovation or a technique which has helped in extending the life of the product. Now, if you see, what we do in our products is we put components together with help of a screw. We don't glue them. I believe a lot of recyclers are here and they will understand what is importance of not gluing a product and putting the products together with a screw. Breaking it out further, let's assume if a product breaks down during the use phase, and if consumer identifies, okay, this is a component which is faulty, I want to replace it. If I would have glued my components together, and if I have to replace, I have to rip it apart. And while doing so, a lot of time what happens is the product breaks down, and you cannot use that product. It becomes unfit for use. So rather than putting them together with glue, what we have done is very simple. We have made the product modular. Put together everything with screw. जिसे उठाना है, जिसे replace करना है, replace करो, and your product is as new next time use करने के लिए. Very simple design feature, but the thought process was to approach circularity so that I make my product which is dismantleable, modular, and repairable, extending the life of the product. Second is a supply chain. Now, a lot of customers, especially their procurement team, come back to us and say, how are you working with your suppliers? How are you making sure that they follow the highest expectation of the supply chain? So we have almost 2 decades of, let's say, experience working with our suppliers, and we have made them acknowledge to the code of conduct of HPE, which every company I would say would have, is basically across environment aspects, health and safety, human trafficking, prevention of human trafficking, human rights, and work ethics and work condition. But now what we do is we do not allow or we do not let our suppliers handle this on their own. We do third-party audits on these suppliers to identify the gaps. If they have some gaps, we handhold them, train them, and help them in mitigating or overcoming these gaps. On top of it, we recently launched a program where 80% of HP suppliers and manufacturers are required to set to a science-based emission target reduction. Now, what it does is, it will help us in eliminating 100 million tons of carbon from this environment, which equates to 21 million cars taking off in 1 year, just to equate in an easier way of understanding. So that's how we are committed to ensuring a sustainable supply chain. The third phase is the most important phase for the ICT product, especially when I talk about the ICT industry, is the use phase. When the product is not in my control, I do not have an ownership of the product, but it is at the customer's premises, where the customer would be using my product, depending on the product, for in my case, something like 10 to 15 years, even more, because servers run for a quite long time. So that is a phase when the consumer runs the product and it is high energy intensive. Just from a perspective, on numbered perspective, 80 to 90% of environment footprint of a product entire life cycle comes from the product use phase alone. So now I understand how important that phase is, and I also understand I do not have a control. So during the design and development phase, we have started designing servers and products which are more energy efficient, so that I help my customers to meet their ESG goals also and reduce environmental impact to the extent possible. Again, an example, our latest generations of servers, which we have launched, the Gen 11 servers, their power consumption is 81% lesser and 71% less carbon emission as compared to previous generations of the server. So we are innovating. Every time the new generation comes in, we are trying to innovate in terms of technology, bringing the technology to reduce environmental impact, not just the material impact, but also the energy impact. Moving on from there, I move on to the end of life, and before that, extending the life of the product. I just spoke about how we are doing our bit in extending the life of the product. On top of it, we also provide a solution to our customer that you can refurbish your product or you can recycle your product. Now, the consumer mindset in India is still, especially in data-sensitive products like servers or even for mobile phones, people do not like to give it for refurbishment because of the data sensitivity that we associate. Now, this is some challenge that I see, the consumer mindset. However, we have a business division which is called HPE Financial Services. They provide a solution of offering a refurbishment solution. 81% time the product comes to HPE Services, it gets a second life. Rest goes for recycling and less than 1% goes to landfill. I'm still saying there are certain, because it's not HP owned product, we also offer buyback of any other company's products also. So there are some disposal which goes to landfill in terms of sludge and stuff like that. Apart from that, anything if a consumer says, I want to send it off for responsible recycling, in India, we have an EPR regulation, and before that also, we have been providing a solution of working with a responsible recycling and then offering a environmental friendly manner recycling. Final channel, use of the material. So wherever possible, we have used the recycled content in our products. So across our product line, from servers to storage to networking products to the packaging material, we see opportunity of increasing the use of recycled content across our product line. There is certain percentage of recycled content. It may vary from 5% to 40%. But we are putting conscious efforts on increasing the use of recycled content so that we close the loop and we reduce the dependency on the raw material and the critical raw material that we all know how precious it is. So to summarize it, as a company, as a responsible organization, we believe it is quite important to have circularity. Circularity not just from the point of the material circularity, but a holistic approach. Energy consumption, So business models to be provided where I further go down and reduce maybe the carbon emissions or environmental footprint for my customers. So we are looking at all the avenues, how we can contribute in a positive manner to the environment and help our future generation to have a sustainable life. So that's where I'll rest.
Thank you, Manjri ji. So my next question on circularity is for Mr. Sandeep from Karma Lakelands. Sir, what are the main environmental benefits of reducing waste and promoting reuse and recycling in your infrastructure?
Thank you, Shiv, and thank you to the organizers for organizing such a big event. I represent totally a different industry, which is not where you can screw and unscrew products. It's purely a hospitality industry and more of a real estate centric. In our industry, you know, being a golf course, we are very famous as water guzzlers all over the world. So the first step that we normally took to be on a passionate environmental side of this organization was we started buying STP water from all across Gurgaon. Like my monthly purchases, if I talk, I pick about 15 to 20 lakh rupees water, which comes into septic tanks, and they get dumped into my septic plant. From that STP plant, we convert that water into a hygienic condition, transfer it through my gravity to my lakes, and my lakes then become my source for watering the golf course which is there. So that's quite an extensive exercise. We started it with our passion, but now when we come to measurability, we figure out that it's almost like 50% of my water consumption in my project is from STP plants. So this water is run down to golf courses, to other irrigation usage. On the biodiversity aspect, like a lot of people were talking today about the forest zones, about 40 acres from the 270 acres of campus that we have, we've created 5 different forests, which are biodiversities, which are sustainable forest. One of them, we've named it as Devakad forest, which is a nature coming back to the forest. Like all native trees of Gurgaon, we're trying them to come back to Gurgaon because biodiversity will automatically start happening. Bees, bugs, butterflies, everything will come and flow on their own. So there's an ecosystem, an ecology, which is again a recycle concept, a circular economy that we're working on. The theory of us being a non-polluted, a sustainable golf course, one of the best eco-resort in Delhi NCR has been because our passion is anti-smoking, anything that's bothering anybody, any human being. Like it kickstarts from the gate. There's nothing called horn in our company. So guards, they respond to sight, not to sound. So HR, my teams have been aligned that whenever there are serious interviews, the first question HR asks, are you a smoker? The second question is never asked. Because we know if somebody is not able to take care of his health, how can he take care of this sensitive organization that I'm building in? So a lot of practices, including water circulation, air circulation, we have best of the air circulations we have installed to make the air being pure there. Solar cells, this is the only golf course in India, I proudly say, which has solar cell parkings. Because golfers, when they're playing in 45, 48 degrees in golf, when they rush back to their cars, and if it is as hot as they were inside the course, they feel bad. So we lay down all solar panels, the consumption from the solar panels, the input gets into my electric grids, and we start using it. So there's a lot of biodiversity, a lot of recirculation that is happening within the company, in the project itself, and that's what I can say from the hospitality side of it.
Thank you, sir. So as Akram mentioned, we want to have this interactive session while I will be stopping in between, my esteemed panelists. So anybody from the audience, we don't want to keep the questions to the last. So if you have any questions, maybe, our speakers could answer that. So anybody who can raise their hands, if they have a question in their mind based on this, I think Mr. Sudhir ji he has one question, and Mr. Ganesh. Keep it crisp, short and crisp, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving this opportunity. My question to ma'am. You see, we are talking about repair of gadgets and EOL, end of life, increasing. You are giving a screw, which is easy to dismantle and friendly. But the thing is, once I buy a gadget, do we declare in the gadget that for how many years the spare parts will be available? Because in case some declaration is there along with the gadget or some direction is there where from we can get the parts, and there has to be a binding on the manufacturer, as in the case of automobile sector, that till 15 years they need to keep the dies and they need to make it sure the availability of spares. That way, if the gadgets spares are available and we get the right direction where from we can get it repaired, so that way repair thing can be facilitated, and buying of new gadgets can always be looked into. Second thing is this, as far as new gadgets are concerned, we buy any SIM from the market, it is always controlled by the Aadhaar card. Why don't we have this type of arrangement? Then whenever we buy a gadget, there has to be accountability. Like in the good old days when I was a kid, when we used to have a license for the transistor, and we used to put some money to keeping that transistor. So in case some Aadhaar card holder has got 2 mobiles, he should not be permitted the 3rd mobile. So that type of self-restriction should be there. Thank you.
Thank you. I will not answer the questions. We'll answer later. Mr.
Examples was mind-blowing. Okay. In fact, we were on the electronic part and also on the golf course part actually, because both different entity. And interesting that the design, the engineering which you are mentioning about, because people don't mention lots of things because they have their own technical things. They don't share their things with the other people. Okay, good that we are now sharing. So it's going to be useful for the citizens of the country. So you are mentioning about your equipment which is bare for 15 years in that thing. So as rightly mentioned by him, any electronic items we purchase, maybe after 3 years, 5 years down the line, there are some repairs in that. So we need to see how the spares are there. Also, you were mentioning about lots of points with respect to the recycling content being used in this. Is there anything, because there are lots of frameworks which been done by the government of India and lots of transformations is also happening. Can you certify your product with some green stars? Okay, so people will know that when I'm going to purchase an item, like how we are giving that ACs and other thing, we are giving a star rating. So can we give some star rating? Because now we are discussing for even giving star rating for the food products. Okay, because which is having a high fat, sugar and salt. So my thing is whether you can think of having something so that the people will understand, if I'm going to purchase an electronic item from the market, there are 4 items. So I will know from there which item is going to give me the best efficiency and energy efficiency, things like. So that is to you, ma'am. Second is for Sandeep ji. You are mentioning about the solar systems and the other activities which you are doing in that. Because the golf course is very, very big and it's in many acres. So my thing is, I've been last week in Goa Waste Management Corporation. Okay, so it is processing 250 metric tons of waste daily, and it's a self-dependent plant. Means they get the waste is getting sorted out, and all the waste recyclable is going to different places for the recycling. The complete energy requirement for the plant is being from the in-house. My thing is, if the golf course can think, instead of having this car shed with the solar system, and also morning we were discussing on the solar expert, if the solar system is put there in the complete your golf course in one side of a thing, so it can take care of the complete energy of the thing. So you will be save lots of CO2. As Siv was mentioning about the CO2 coming from the energy sector, that will be also reduced. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ganesh. So I will answer these questions once we conclude, so that the speakers can also, I'll ask which speaker to speak.
For you as well as me, that's why I'm asking.
Very short, very crisp, I have limited time.
My question to the madam, okay. Are you adopting, as you said about the ESG and circular economy, I'm asking, are you adopting green accounting for your business strategies? This is my question, one question. And
Thank you.
second question to sir. Okay. So as we are discussing about the Viksit Bharat, like green hydrogen fuels are the main challenges. We are already target for that. But as on now, how much quantity we developed in India, and how we can programming for the storage of that green hydrogen in India. Anything development occurs in this field in India or in abroad, anything you come across this sector, then kindly guide us about this. Thank you.
So hydrogen, the benefits of circularity, I would like to know from you, what are the key environmental, social and economic benefits of adopting circular economy in any business?
So thank you, sir, and thank you, Policy Times and the organizers to bring me here. Thank you, Akram. I have 3 questions because I talk a lot about stakeholders. I have 3 very quick questions. How much food do we require for our survival every day? Can anyone answer? कितना खाना लगता है हमें रोज खाने के लिए फॉर सर्वाइवल? प्लीज क्विकली, खाना वेट कर रहा है हमारा, जल्दी से बताइए. 2000 कैलोरीज. एनी अदर गेसेस? नॉन साइंटिफिक लेमन्स लैंग्वेज. आधा किलो, 1 किलो? 1 किलो, मुझे 2 किलो लगते हैं कम से कम. आई लिव टू ईट. ओके, अच्छा बताइए कितने दिन आप सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं बिना खाना के, बिना खाना खाए? 1 वीक? 1 दिन? सो इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. यू नो, नासा एक स्टडी कर रहा है. एनीवन फ्रॉम जैन फ्रेटर्निटी हियर? सो नासा एक रिसर्च कर रहा है कि 1 साल तक कुछ जैन ऋषि मुनि जो होते हैं वो 1 साल तक बिना खाना खाए सिर्फ पानी पिए सर्वाइव करते हैं. So they are looking at their astronauts being trained like the Rishi Munis so that they can have lower weight of their food material going up and increase the efficiency of the fuel in the space shuttle. अच्छा बताइए कितना usually आप महीना भर में कुछ होगा नहीं, your body will become sluggish, but हम मरेंगे नहीं ऐसे ही 2-4 दिन में कि 2 दिन बाद अचानक से मर जाएंगे बिना खाना खाए. So be assured हमारे अंदर बहुत फैट्स भरा हुआ है. अच्छा बताइए हाउ मच वाटर डू वी रिक्वायर फॉर अवर सर्वाइवल एवरी डे? 2 to 3 लीटर्स सर्वाइवल के लिए. कितने दिन जी सकते हैं आप बिना पानी के? कितने लोग हमारे यहाँ तो बिना पानी और खाना खाए 40-40 दिन उपवास कर लेते हैं, है ना? करते हैं ना? सो ऐसे 2 दिन में मर नहीं जाएगा कोई. यूर बॉडी विल स्टार्ट शोइंग इम्पैक्ट्स. आप स्लगिश हो जाएंगे, सोचने की क्षमता कम हो जाएगी वगैरह. अच्छा बताइए कितना हवा लगता है हमें जीने के लिए? हाउ मच एयर डू वी नीड? गूगल मत करिए, कोई भी फोन मत देखिए. हाउ मच एयर डू वी नीड फॉर योर सर्वाइवल एवरी डे? हाउ मेनी डेज कैन यू सर्वाइव विदाउट एयर? दिस इज द बेसिक प्रॉब्लम ऑफ एनवायरमेंट एंड सस्टेनेबिलिटी. जो सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट प्रायोरिटी है उसके बारे में कुछ भी पता नहीं है. 11,000 लीटर हवा लगती है रोज हमें सर्वाइवल के लिए, और उसके बिना बहुत प्रैक्टिस कर लेंगे तो 4 मिनट तक हम जिंदा रह सकते हैं. बहुत ज्यादा बहुत प्रैक्टिस कर लिए तो बिना हवा के. और जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है वही हम मिस कर देते लाइफ में. सेम थिंग इज विथ कार्बन. जैसे जैसे कार्बन आप इंक्रीज करते जा रहे हैं वैसे वैसे हवा जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर है हमारे लाइफ में उसको हम और भी दुर्मिल करते जा रहे हैं. सो दैट वाज द वे आई इंटरैक्ट एंड आई स्टार्ट एक्टिंग. सो देयर आर 5 प्रिंसिपल्स सर. 3R हम लोग सुन रहे हैं, बट देयर आर 5R प्रिंसिपल्स विच आई हैव डिवाइस्ड एंड आई कीप टॉकिंग टू पीपल. फर्स्ट इज रेफ्यूज. ये किसी ने बोला नहीं हमें. सब सीधे शुरू करते हैं रिसाइकल रीयूज से. पहले तो रेफ्यूज करिए. अगर आप रेफ्यूज नहीं कर सकते तो रिड्यूस करिए. अगर आप रिड्यूस नहीं कर सकते तो रीयूज करिए. और अगर आप रीयूज नहीं करते तो रिसाइकल करिए. और अगर आप ये चारों चीज नहीं कर सकते तो रीथिंक करिए. जैसे ही आप रीथिंक करेंगे सर्कुलरिटी विल कम इनटू पिक्चर. एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट जो सर ने पूछा कि ESG के बेनिफिट्स क्या हैं, मैं आपको एक सिंपल एग्जांपल, देयर आर मेनी एग्जांपल्स. देयर वाज अ US कंपनी, आई डोंट वांट टू नेम एनी ऑफ द कंपनीज, बट उन्होंने अपने रैपर पर लिखा कि हम लोकल पोटैटो लेते हैं और हम इतना XYZ 17%, 18% कार्बन कम करते हैं. उनके सेल्स वर इंक्रीज बाय 23%. दिस इज अ डायरेक्ट टैंजिबल बेनिफिट, क्योंकि कंज्यूमरिज्म के बारे में हमने बहुत बात की, और कंज्यूमरिज्म में देर इज अ पोर्शन ऑफ पीपल, जैसे नो ऑर्गेनिक फूड खाने वाले लोग एक अलग से हैं, जो सिर्फ उसी को प्रिफर करते हैं नो मैटर हाउ कॉस्टली इट इज और इट माइट बी, क्योंकि वो सप्लाई डिमांड पे भी डिपेंड करता है। वैसे ही आप अगर एनवायरनमेंट के बेनिफिट्स देखेंगे तो डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट्स इन एन इंडस्ट्री और फॉर अ पर्सन इज, अगर आपने वाटर कंजर्व कर लिया, जैसे सर बोल रहे हैं, वो तो पैसे देकर पानी ला रहे हैं, बट स्टिल दैट वाटर इज चीपर देन द फ्रेश वाटर प्रोबेबली, एंड दैट्स द इकोनॉमिक्स हाउ इट। सो इंडस्ट्री में हमने देखा है अगर आप पानी एनर्जी कम करेंगे तो देर इज अ टैंजिबल बेनिफिट थ्रू सस्टेनेबिलिटी। एंड आई हैव सीन पीपल, लोग बोलते ग्रीन बिल्डिंग करने में हमें 5% ज्यादा पैसे खर्च करने पड़ते हैं, बट जब ऑपरेशंस की बारी आती है तो प्रोबेबली उसके 12 से 13% प्रॉफिट होता है। ये लोग, क्योंकि ये लॉन्ग टर्म में बेनिफिट्स है, इट्स लाइक अ म्यूचुअल फंड, लॉन्ग टर्म में एसआईपी करते रहिए, आपको बेनिफिट मिलेगा, फर्स्ट डे पे आपको बेनिफिट नहीं दिखाई देगा। और यही चैलेंज है हम लोगों को, टू प्रूव दैट व्हाट बेनिफिट्स वी आर गेनिंग। सो डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट्स, आप एनर्जी बचाएंगे, बिकॉज सस्टेनेबिलिटी में आप बोल रहे हैं रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी आई है, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ऑलरेडी बहुत सारे फंडामेंटल्स ला रही है, जैसे रूफ टॉप के आप अगर एक्सेस सोलर आप जनरेट करेंगे तो यू कैन सेल इट टू द गवर्नमेंट नाउ एंड दे विल पे यू। ऑफसेट्स होता है, जैसे ही आप छोटे छोटे एलिमेंट्स में एनर्जी बचाने लगते हैं, आप ग्रुप टुगेदर करके उसको कार्बन ऑफसेट या कार्बन क्रेडिट्स ले सकते हैं, दैट्स अनदर वे। आप पानी कंजर्व करेंगे तो आपका वाटर का बिल कम आएगा, दीज आर टैंजिबल बेनिफिट्स। सोशल बेनिफिट्स, सर आई हैव सीन पीपल who have been able to make their product more socially viable and acceptable through their social practices. तो इसीलिए जब हम ESG की बात करते हैं, the narrative has changed over the last 20 years. मैंने जब मेरे MSc किया 97 to 99 में, तब हमें बोलते थे कि सेफ्टी ऑफिसर की जरूरत है मार्केट में, तो हम सब लोग सोचते थे सेफ्टी का डिप्लोमा कर ले जॉब मिल जाएगा। टाइम आया 2001, पीपल स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग अबाउट नहीं अब तो एनवायरमेंट स्पेशलिस्ट चाहिए। तो हमने बोला अरे वी आर तो क्रीम, हमने तो एनवायरमेंट में मास्टर्स कर लिया। फिर बोले नहीं अब तो आपको EHS चाहिए। नैरेटिव 5 साल में चेंज हो गया, बोले अब नहीं, अब एनवायरमेंट और सेफ्टी अलग अलग नहीं है, एनवायरमेंट हेल्थ सेफ्टी तीनों चीज आनी चाहिए आपको। उसके बाद नैरेटिव फिर से 5 साल में चेंज हो गया, वो बोलने लगे आपको सस्टेनेबिलिटी ऑफिसर चाहिए, है ना। अब बोलने लगे ESG ऑफिसर चाहिए, सिर्फ सस्टेनेबिलिटी नहीं। सो सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज एन अम्ब्रेला, अब ESG, पता नहीं 5 साल बाद सर क्या नैरेटिव होने वाला है इन दिस फील्ड, but right now the narrative for the next 5 years is going to be that. So social integration and seamless integration will give you such an edge in your this thing. जैसे I am a consultant, environment का हम काम करते हैं, but I am going for a GRI reporting in the next coming days, just because my investors are looking at something like, हमने IPO किया last year, तो we are listed on the SME platform. सो ऑटोमेटिकली हमारे इन्वेस्टर्स देखने लगे और पूछने लगे हैं कि आप तो एनवायरमेंट का प्रीचिंग करते हो लोगों को, आप खुद के कंपनी में क्या करते हो, सो एवरीवन हैज स्टार्टेड आस्किंग दैट। सोशल इंटीग्रेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। लास्ट इज गवर्नेंस। सर गवर्नेंस स्ट्रक्चर पे काफी कम लोग बात करते हैं इन ESG सेक्टर, बट लेट मी टेल यू, जैसे कोड ऑफ एथिक्स है या आपके नो ब्राइबरी का एस्पेक्ट्स आता है उसमें, ये सारे जब आप स्पेशली फेबा रेगुलेशंस या आपके क्लाइंट्स इंटरनेशनल है, आपके इन्वेस्टर्स इंटरनेशनल है, योर गवर्नेंस सेक्टर विल एक्चुअली गिव यू इनटेंजिबल बेनिफिट्स। एंड आई कैन टेल यू, एश्योर यू कि आप अगर अच्छे से ESG इज टू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल टू नो, टू शो एंड टू एक्ट। इतना सिंपल है ESG का स्ट्रैटेजी। अगर आपको पता है आप क्या करते हो और क्या दिखाना चाहते हो, रिपोर्टिंग से करिए और उसके ऊपर एक्ट करिए। सो इट्स लाइक व्हाट यू से इज व्हाट यू डू इज व्हाट यू से, सिंपल। उसके बाहर कुछ भी मत करिए। इनटेंजिबल बेनिफिट्स इन ESG, इन माय एक्सपीरियंस फॉर द कंपनीज विच आई एम वर्किंग ऑन, इनटेंजिबल बेनिफिट्स इज द ट्यून ऑफ 20 to 30% of the profit margins that they are looking at, in terms of expansion, in terms of bringing investors, in terms of multiple fields that you are looking at. So thank you so much. I was trying to just make some points so that it can put some thought process provoking amongst.
Thank you very much. Actually अभी बहुत सारे लोग हिंदी में बात कर रहे हैं, तो it recalls me, I am a South Indian studying in Calcutta, and my Hindi teacher was from Banaras. So you can understand मेरा हिंदी अच्छा नहीं था, but उन्होंने I really अप्रिशिएट माई टीचर्स हु टॉट मी हिंदी कि मैं भी हिंदी बोल लेता हूँ. एंड आज काफ़ी लोगों को हिंदी में बात करते हुए बहुत गर्व होती है कि हम लोग इंडियन हैं एंड वी आर प्राउड ऑफ आवर लैंग्वेज. सो द नेक्स्ट क्विज, व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू आस्क इज, एनीबडी who will be eligible to answer this question is, क्या आपने अपनी पानी बोतल लेके आई है? कितने लोग लेके आए हैं? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. 10 out of 120. 8%. I am very good at maths. I got 100 out of 100 in my higher secondary. So, in MIT I gave a conference. There were 50% students who bought their own water bottles. These are simple things, where we can do actions which can bring into circularity, which can reduce the carbon emissions and environment impact. So my last question to Mr. Paras, my very good friend. He has done a lot of aspects of, collaborating with public-private partnership. So my question with him is, what role do public-private partnership play in advancing circular economy initiatives? Sir, please.
Thank you, Shiv, and thank you, Akram, for giving me this opportunity. From the morning sessions, we are talking about the ESG, sustainability, and then all the things. So we have to understand very clearly that when we see the 9 parameters on what BRSR or ESG has been defined. So one important aspect is the human resource. When we talk about it is not about the product only. The product, we don't have to see the product circularity, but the human resource which is involved in at all levels. So when we talk about the human, so it is there in the reports also. How do you manage your employees? How do you see at the plant level, even at the office level, how the services they are providing? So when you say the circularity part and all these things, so they have to be inclusive. Human resource and the product has to be inclusive of the circularity that has to be built, and the sustainability which has to be sustained. So from the government side, it is always the guiding principles are always there. There is always, to the industry, there is always the things ki this has to be done, this has to be done in the way. There are rules defined, there are things defined. Because unless and until this, all the, scope is defined, until and unless this is penalties or rewards are defined, the industry don't work. And from the public side, then the sincerity is there to know how to go to implement this, all the, what has been defined, all the things that has been said. So public has more responsibility because the government side, public, they always define this curriculum is there, this is the parameters which has to be followed. But from the, industry side, from the public side, it is always ki how legally, how passionately they follow the things. And we have to understand all these things are for us only, for us to survive. What we are seeing 20 years ahead of us, we have to see that this has to be there. This is not a compulsion, but this is the requirement of today, what the things have to be built in the industry, so how we can survive in these things. So sustainable should be the human also, and for the human, the product also. So when this both, combine, then only this sustainability, ESG, and all these things are fruitful to us.
Thank you. So I will now try to answer the questions, ma'am, and I think many questions were for you.
Yeah.
So, but let us be in a very straightforward, very short, so that we can wrap
I'll
up this.
start with gentleman over here who asked about the availability of the spare parts. So yes, there are, if I talk about my company or generally about ICT, every company on their portal normally lists down what is the average life and warranty support for how long we will provide. In terms of warranty support, in terms of extended warranty support, in terms of availability of the software upgrades, and after that, obviously, you cannot provide the spare parts forever because of the energy part of it also. You need to upgrade your products because you cannot keep running your old generation products because they are not energy efficient and they are not technologically advanced. So after some time, you need to upgrade. And otherwise, if you don't do it, you cannot have a technology advancement in the country. So there are companies, if I talk about mine, we do have that policy. Plus, there are regulations, there are governments who are coming in, who are bringing in the right to repair policy now. I think in the morning, Mr. Chatterjee also spoke about that. India is also working towards right to repair policy, where there will be mandate on the companies to bring more visibility in terms of repairability and availability of the spare parts. Coming to the next point, sir, you also spoke about the same thing. Plus, you also mentioned about the reuse. Is there a standard or protocol that allows you to list eco-labeling kind of a thing, right? Yes. So coming to globally, yes, there are eco-label schemes. There are Lot 9, lot schemes like in Europe, which came in, which actually rates your product depending upon the energy, the recycled content used on it, supply chain, how secure your supply chains are. So they have different aspects. They are European concept, but in India, right now, we have energy efficiency, you know, like for consumer products like AC, fridge, and TV, you would have seen, there's an Energy Star rating. India has also started working on eco-mark schemes. There have been a draft policy which was out in late last year, around October, November timeframe, which they released, where they are considering to bring in the same aspect, like the eco-label scheme in Europe, similar scheme to be launched here. However, if you ask me, is this the right direction? I don't think every country need to have their own schemes, labeling schemes. How many labels do I put on the product? If I talk about a bottling plant, they are very country specific, but ICT product, the same product goes to every market, every other geo. So what we need to identify is, India is signatory to all these international forums where we are signatory to standard development bodies and schemes. If we have one scheme which can be accepted globally, if a product is, let's say, if I certify my product that is an energy efficient product in American market, so is it in Indian market. If it is in recycled content, I'm justifying that I'm using recycled content in European market. It's not going to change anywhere in India. So one scheme should be applicable, and there are moves happening, and that's one thing that we are also advocating for it. That instead of having every country coming up with its own unique requirement, let's have a harmonized global standards for doing that. Last bit, gentleman over here asked about the green credit mechanism. So yes, in India definitely still do not have for ICT sectors, but there are ESG reporting requirements. My friend from industry who is sitting in the next round, he will be talking about it more. Every company is committed to ESG goals. As I spoke about the 80% reduction, that 80% commitment that we are giving. For that matter, HP is one of the ICT companies who are committed to net zero before 10 years before the timelines of the other industry standards. 2050 is what other industries are saying. HP has committed for net zero by 2040. So yes, there are commitments, there are ESG goals. Green credit abhi aaya nahi hai, I would say, but we are going in the right direction. Intention is there. अगर आ जाता है इंडिया में, why not? Best thing to happen. I mean, if someone is giving me kudos for the work I'm doing globally, though, I'm more than happy to take that, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, green credits, carbon credits, and yes, sir, please.
Your point well taken. Just to take a little bit of update on it, whatever terraces, rooftops we have available, we've already switched to it. But yes, we are identifying one particular zone, because golf, we can't cover it on the top of it. But yes, we're looking at identifying a zone within our campus, seeing the direct sunlight portion there. And we are trying to put solar cells there so that they divert that electricity generation to the people who are staying there, so that at least we're, if not close to zero, we are just in proximity to that. Because we're doing a study with Terry. Terry is working with me on all aspects, like today there was a discussion on the methane emission that is happening. So we have a couple of cows, like hundreds of those. So we are working that how long the cow dung is left there in open because of the methane emission. So Terry scientists are working with me on it to put me on a label that this is the first close to neutral golf course if we talk. Other than this, like ma'am said, that every industry has to move as per their industry limits. So in hospitality, yes, we are doing a couple of things which would be game changer, and which other people would love to copy, because in the morning I was discussing with somebody, it's easy to copy paste but difficult to create. So we are creating those benchmarks, like shipping containers is something which is very commonly available, but people don't know what happens to after that. So we have started procuring shipping containers and started making luxury suites in it. So it's a 40 by 12 proper container, one over each. and we've started making luxury suites. People have started using it for their weekend retreats, and they started appealing it because it's like Instagrammable, it's not available anywhere. Secondly, most common problem that we see in restaurant is after we consume food, we have little bit which we would take it as a parcel back home. So we are trying to get those tiffin boxes, which old times 3 parcel, 3 layer tiffin boxes. Tell guests, okay, we'll deduct 200 rupees out of your bill for this box. Whenever you are way back to Karma next visit, bring this box, 200 credit will be given to you. So that way, at least that packaging which is going in and out of the campus is reduced. So that's the idea. We're trying to figure out, mold ourselves to the new challenges and the new opportunities that are available in the industry to cover them up. For hydrogen, sir, Shiv, because hospitality, hydrogen, nothing has come so far.
Right. So next, what I would like to have is, we talked about good habits. So everybody has one good habit, environmentally you do. So what I would like, a small exercise, talk to your person to your right and share with him what good environmental practices you would, you would do in your personal life. You are doing actually. So can we do a short, just 2 minutes? Talk to your next right or left and share. This is the. Yes. Please just talk to your right or left. Everybody, this is a compulsory. There is an asterisk. Compulsory question. इसके आगे नहीं जाएगा गाड़ी.
So we are like the recycling PET and fertilizer sources. So we have a supply chain management and then recycling all these PET bottles. So we do.
Okay, thank you. I think you have shared. Anybody would like to share that? Anybody जो बहुत ही हटके हो? Anybody can raise their hand and want to share that nice, please sir.
Thanks for such a wonderful event. I am Alok Varshne. I am from Rotary Club and I run business where we are trying to apply AI, artificial intelligence, for speeding up climate action. But here I am motivated to praise my wife. She is running an NGO, and what they are doing, they are actually converting kitchen waste into garden compost for many years now. So it is happening mostly in Ghaziabad and Noida, but since our club, Rotary Club of Vasant Kunj, is there, that's your office. So we are also starting something there. So I think this is very inspiring at the very ground level, where you do not throw out the kitchen waste, because that also goes into landfill and that creates a lot of methane gases and other greenhouse gases. So that's what she does, and a lot of ladies are associated with her and they are very excited doing this. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
We can help you in that, sir. We can help you in that.
I want to leave something out of the box.
It's not exciting, but it's a habit where I recognize that, areas are always lighted and there are also fans over there. I get up early personally. The guard has a duty to kind of come and switch off the lights and everything. It's not automated. So at 5:30, when I get up and open my windows and doors, I go and kind of switch off the fans and the lights, and 9 times out of 10, all of them are on. Similarly, in the evening, when I'm kind of going to retire, I put off the fans and I put off 2 lights. You don't need that many lights, right? So that's a small initiative that I've taken up, at least for my floor, and that's what I do.
Thank you, Simiji. So
In our organization, we've started as a habit because it's our project is a very clean, green, serene project. So we call it as a bending exercise. Either you are a litterer or you are a non-litterer. Even if you are non-litterer, at least you have that courtesy to, if you see some litter, just pick it up. So that cracks your ego, one. And as a part of routine, earlier we started that at least pick it once during the day. Now with seeing the success that everybody started picking it, once we raise the bar, pick it 2 times in a day. So anybody, like, in spite of the fact I see any litter around me, I just pick it, and so the guests say, what is this? I said, there's a bending exercise, what do you like to do? Next litter, you'll pick it up. So that's the way we change the culture in our organization.
Thank you, sir. Paras, sir, personal thing which you want to share with the team?
Personal or professional, you say it becomes a habit or one thing only. So wherever you go, you see if there is a, very bad, waste is everywhere and there is nothing that has to be done. So even I go to in my society or any other places where I see there is no management, so I always approach the people how efficiently it can be managed more, because now we know the solutions are there with us. So we always impart and try to execute, not only say the things. we try to coordinate, get them coordinated with the people who can, like sir has said, I will advise you with the composting and all these things. So we have the knowledge of the things. So as a vast things, we always share this knowledge with the people, how you can do more efficiently of these things. So this has become a part of the habit now.
Thank you so much, sir. Manjari ma'am.
So I've been in the ICT industry for over 1.5 or 2 decades, let's say, and great advocate of recycling. So what I do at home is I have a small place, not a bin I would say, but a bag I keep. I ensure from battery to everything, cables to non-functioning phones to everything, I collect. Being in the field, I know where the collection bins are at least. I do not have to search for a collection bin of recycling. Give them for recycling, ensure that it goes for a responsible recycling. Otherwise, now I have so many friends in my industry colleagues who have a target to meet their EPR targets. You give them, they don't have to go to the informal sector and buy it, at least their obligations are also reduced. So similarly, we do organize a lot of e-waste collection drives. I do it in my society, in office, which helps in responsibly recycling these e-waste. And the other thing I think most of us will be doing here, those at least in Delhi, Delhi metro is so good. I mean, air condition, avoids traffic. That's basic, I think. So I am not bribing about it. I think everyone would have done in the morning today. While coming here, I took a metro very easily. Jorbagh, get down at Jorbagh, take a auto, come here, easy way. Yeah.
Interesting. Nice. Thank you.
So 2 levels. One is personal level. आप लोग सब remote use करते हैं and most of the times there is a red light. जब remote से बंद किया जाता है तो red color का light चालू होता है. 10 to 12% of energy is continuously being utilized even when it is not needed. So main switches बंद करिए. किसी भी equipment का, electronic equipment का, it will help you a lot. I have made it a practice.